Oh, cosmic horror. Man, the potential for cosmic horror is endless. That may be why I'm such a big fan. The possibilities of different kinds of terror are as countless as the stars. Speaking of, Ash is the latest Shudder cosmic thriller. It's about someone who wakes up in a desolate space station with memory loss. This setting kinda reminds me of one of those two-sentence horror stories. You are the last man on Earth, and then you hear a knock at the door.
Ooh, I'm really scared.
Yeah, there's nothing quite groundbreaking there, but the fear of the unknown is the oldest and deepest fears of mankind. So let's get a bit deeper about Ash, without spoilers, and get spooky. So Ash focuses on Raya, who wakes up without any memory of who she is or where she is. It's played by Eiza Gonzalez, who I know from the From Dusk Till Dawn TV show.
Richard, I'm waiting for you.
Just Richard? You sure you don't want 7 Feet Under too? I got a few extra bones for ya.
Giggity. What? Nothing, it's stupid.
So Raya wakes up and her crew is dead. The crew is made up of people who are no strangers to horror. Davis was in the VHS 99 movie. Not sure which story, but I'll still give him the credit. Clark has been in a few horror movies, but the most standout one was probably 30 Days of Night. Not sure who she was in that either. The most famous dead crew member is Iko Uwais. I don't know if I pronounced that right, who is probably in the coolest Indonesian fighting movies ever, The Raid Redemption and the sequel. I know it's not horror, but hey, you throw enough blood on the screen, you'll definitely get my attention. So Raya is walking around like a dum-dum, and here comes Brian, arguably the most famous guy in the movie because it's played by Jesse Pinkman.
Yo, Gatorade me, bitch.
So he comes in and plays the anchor role, trying to get her memory back, but also try to get them off the planet and into a roaming space station, which is where he just came from. And that's as far as I'll go with the plot. So a few things you should know when going into this film. First, there's plenty of blood, practical effects, and body horror.
Ooh, that's a bingo.
Since the movie deals with jumpy visions, because Raya is slowly trying to get her memory back, be prepared for flashy scenes and jump scares. I didn't mind them at all because most of the scenes where she's trying to remember shit has gobs of blood and practical effects. I wouldn't be surprised if a huge chunk of this movie's budget went into just that. And one essential thing you gotta know before watching is that there is a mid-credits scene. It is very important that you stay. I can't say why, but I was a fan. Going into the things that I liked about the movie, besides me gushing over the blood and the practical effects, is the setting. It kind of reminds me of one of the older Doom games, or even a bit of Dead Space. What I mean is that a lot of the tech in this movie has its own gritty charm to it, which is a very easy way to get me to like a sci-fi movie more. Obviously, this isn't anything new. Lots of movies do this, but almost all of the tech in this film has its own style, which makes it stand out nicely. Since Iko Uwais is an action star, there was no way they weren't gonna let him bust out his kung fu, which, I mean, you can't help but love. I think the actors for the most part did a good job with the story and the setting, especially in the second half of the movie. Although that leads me into the negatives of the movie, the first half.
Oh man, there's always a catch!
The dialogue could use some work. It's just cheesy dialogue after cliche line way too many times. In the beginning, Raya says the most obvious shit out loud when no one is around. Who am I? While taking a shower with somber music playing. Could you be a bigger cliche?
No!
Didn't think so. This is the main dig I have in the movie, and considering it's a movie with a very small cast, every bit of dialogue needs to be good or else it'll just stick with you and just never leave. There is also a scene where there is quite a bit of dialogue, but the way things are said seem to be directed at the character, which would make sense, but then it also seems to be directed towards the audience, which doesn't make sense. This isn't a movie that is breaking the fourth wall. This isn't Funny Games.
I mean, what do you think? You think they stand a chance? You're on their side, aren't you?
Yeah, and that part is in the second half of the movie, so it needed some work done. Now, I'm just a small piece of shit YouTuber.
Yeah, we all fucking know!
So I'm not sure if the solution to the dialogue problem would be more writers or just better editors. Or, and I just found this out because I looked a little deeper into it, this movie is directed by Flying Lotus. I thought that was a company, but nope, it's a guy. And he is one of the crew members in the movie. Turns out he didn't star in VHS 99, he just directed one of the skits. Ozzy's Dungeon, which was a kind of Legends of the Hidden Temple story. Pretty decent for his first run, though I wouldn't say it was one of the more stronger stories in the VHS 99 movie. And Ash is his first feature-length film. The solution to the dialogue here, kiddies, is practice makes perfect. Keep making horror, man, I'm here for it. Since his background is in rapping and record producing, it shouldn't be surprising to hear that he wrote the film's soundtrack, and if I remember well, the movie's score is pretty solid. Overall, I give the movie a 7 out of 10. Now, do I think you should see this movie in theaters? I actually do. I think this movie has some pretty dope visuals, which is a big bonus in cosmic horror, and it'll be nice to see it on the big screen. And I'll end this review with my favorite line from A Cosmic Bing that fits just so perfectly if y'all refuse to leave my hole and go see the movie.
And I will bathe the starways in your blood.
Keep it spooky.